got that surprise mix down? That
Your surprise mix down?
You sent me that thing.
Oh.
Trying to see if I can find mine.
Right, but we're recording now. Hello, everyone. This is JPO,
What?
and today I'm joined with...
Christopher.
Yes, we're a podcast name in brackets. And right before we started, we were just looking at some old projects. I had just finished a project. I sent it to you. I was super happy with mostly how it turned out.
Uh-huh.
And then we were just looking at a couple of your older ones.
We only looked at one older one. Get it right, John.
I mean, I'm just trying to get a picture going here, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but no, the project for the one we did is that we had to take a minute of black and white classic Disney cartoon. I chose one called Mad Doctor. And there's skeletons, a laughing madman, there's Mickey. It was fun. I just rented the equipment out for a day, went home, recorded as many sounds that I thought I needed as I could. I had my mom help. She performed a lot of the actions, and I did vocals. So I did Pluto, the Mad Doctor, Mickey. Mickey was, Mickey, and I'm excited to see what the response is on the day. I hope there's some enjoyment.
Oh, from what I remember, those are always fun. I mean, it could be wrong, but I remember them being fun.
Oh my gosh, this project consumed the past few days of my life because I got so into it and so focused on just the editing alone. It took me so many hours of just piecing it together, slowly building it. It's maybe 85% of what I want it to be. It's a very specific number, but it's what I'm choosing. Because there's really more. I could add more details. There's some effects that I missed, of course. I could change some sounds. Even just better mixing or better plugins. Because what I know so far is I gave everything some reverb. I pitched a couple things. Vocals, I believe they have some EQ. But then the entire mix was EQ'd after the mix down to have that television effect.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of cool.
It was cool, but it took me 5 different renders of that because when I EQ'd that effect onto it, then everything was peaking. So I had to go back to my original mix and just change things. I did this 5 times because each time I thought I was done, then I'd try to go to sleep, and while I was sitting there laying, it's playing in my head, and I'm thinking, nope, it needs something else. Needs some more. That doesn't work. That is not working. It needs some more. You forgot this. And it's okay. After my 5th one, I'm okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. There's assignment, there's a paper due tonight that's not going to be done tonight because I spent so much time on this. There's just a lot going on. Each one of my classes, I have something to do. But this is the one I focused on. Emotionally, mentally, and I have to switch focus for this next week because I'm recording another project.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I asked you this before. I probably have. 16-week courses or 8-week courses? Which would you prefer?
It really depends on what it is. I would do 8 weeks for just things that I don't want to take. For example, Gen Eds. I took a lot of Gen Eds online because there were 8 weeks. And plus you can cheese them. You shouldn't, but you can.
Because this is what I'm thinking. Sometimes what you're describing with so many classes, your attention is so divvied up.
It's also like this one specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I have two different DG classes. One is like creating the sound design. Another one is just learning the equipment and then talking about the equipment. I have a theater class where we're creating a movement piece and doing research on Puerto Rico. And then I have a cinema class, which requires me to do character analysis and reading scripts. Those things don't mix. They're completely different things. On top of that, I'm working. Of course, I work with Greg. And there's a show coming up, so I have to prepare for that. Because that stuff doesn't mix, thank goodness I don't have any gen eds. Because that would just make it so much worse.
I guess I just think because, like, again, with the projects divvied up, it's hard to, it
was also like
you had like
everything
two classes
to be done this weekend as well.
Right, but like imagine instead of 4 classes at a time, you had 2 classes going on at the same time. And as much as your deadlines would hit sharper, you do have less classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of focus a little more on those assignments instead of being overwhelmed by 4 different arrows. You're just overwhelmed by 2.
Right.
I don't know. I think there is just room for improvement for the general college system, and 8 weeks is not a perfect solution. But I think because especially when you hit like the 11th week, you're just done with the class mentally.
For sure. Also, this week is our fall break.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so like Thursday, Friday we have off, which means I have to like do this project, record it before fall break, because then it's due on Sunday. And if I miss the recording, then I can't record because I can't get the equipment over the break. And then of course, like the theater class is like 400 level class, so there's just a lot of involvement needed. And it's a group project, so the entire class is involved. I'm trying my best, but like, there's only so much I can give you.
Right. I feel that. Thank you.
Sure, it's a struggle. I am excited for the break. To have a little break. I haven't really been watching stuff besides what comes the day out. Like I can watch She-Hulk. I can watch Andor.
You're just like me.
And like Lord of the Rings, that show. But like the cartoons, I've had to pause because I'm busy. Don't be too proud.
Don't
be too proud. We're on the same level.
Proud.
We're on the same level.
That is why I am proud. Gosh darn it, John.
Right. Yeah, so that's like the main stuff going on at this moment. Like what needs to happen. Yeah. Am I stressed out? No. I'm only stressed for the DG assignment. The compare and contrast. Because like I have to like plan that one specifically. Because I can't just go for it like I normally do. That one's like I have to know the information. And I have to know how to record it the day of.
That makes sense.
And we'll sort of figure out. Plus, it's lapel mics. I gotta buy some gaff tape.
Oh, you have to buy some? I never bought it.
I'm gonna buy some gaff tape because gaff tape is really useful.
That is true.
It's like I don't have any. I should get some. So I don't have to ask the people, "Hey, you got gaff tape?" It's like, no. Okay. But
so,
yeah, I guess lapel is what I'm working with.
So I guess speaking of watching things, I did see a couple things besides She-Hulk.
Cool.
Because my roommate invited some people to watch a couple movies. and so I watched with them.
Okay.
So on Thursday night, and it's the only night, so we
Yeah.
watched 2 movies. We called it a heist night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You excited, John?
If you watch what I hoped you watch.
Okay. Well, the first movie was called The Italian Job.
Oh, okay. I thought that, but I didn't think it was possible. Okay, yeah.
It was
What'd you
possible.
think?
The one from 2003. It was fine. It wasn't as dated as I was expecting it to be. Like there are
I
definitely
like it.
moments.
I didn't love it, but I like it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there are definitely moments that definitely show its age, but for the most part, it's still relatively enjoyable, especially some of the moments at the end, specifically when they get the gold back.
I don't
That's
remember a whole lot.
okay. I guess like if you don't want to hear, skip ahead. But basically, because at the beginning of the movie, when they get the safe, they like blow like through the
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
floor to ceiling to get the safe. So like at the end, like there's a truck that has all the gold. So they blow the street and the truck falls through the street. It's just a cool moment.
Mm.
It's really cool. Yeah. Um not I don't think it's an incredible movie. Nah, but it was relatively enjoyable and not as there are definitely a few moments of 2000s cringe, specifically how they treat women. But also on that note, it wasn't as over the top as like say Fantastic Four.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic
No.
Four was bad in that regard.
There's a lot of bad. But yeah.
Mhm. Um, then the other one we watched. Now, at this point, I want you to guess.
See, there are two options.
Yes.
The one that I want it to be, I don't think it is, because now that I think about it, it's less of a heist. But then there's another one that's like mainly known for being a heist.
Mm-hmm.
So with that theme, the two films, the other film that would most likely fit this description would be Ocean's 11,
And what was the other one you were thinking about?
Mission Impossible.
Well, it was Ocean's 11
Yeah.
with Frank Sinatra. I'm kidding.
Oh,
The
the
one with
old
George
one.
Clooney. I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
okay.
The one with George Clooney.
Okay.
No, actually, so I'm not like completely over the moon about the movie. At the same time, I kind of am. You know what I mean? It's a
Right.
weird in between because like there's so many details that you feel like you kind of missed, but then you're kind of like impressed by the end of it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Kind of just like impressed. It's like, dang, that was a lot of planning. And there was also kind of like like it didn't front load you with like say like Multiverse of Madness. You found out that Wanda was the villain, then you just had to watch the whole thing happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While this, like, there are details kind of being revealed as it went along, specifically as it related to his ex-wife.
Sure.
And so like that, you know, kept your attention. Um, so yeah, I was pretty impressed by it.
Ocean's 11. I generally enjoyed it,
Mm-hmm.
but like again, I didn't love it as much as other people. That's one of those people. That's one of those ones that's like people love it so much, and I'm like, it's good, but I'm not that crazy about it.
Mm-hmm. I think like after I finished the movie, like I had to process it. Then I went to IMDb and read the synopsis. Like, okay, dang.
Mm,
Yeah. And then also like it didn't feel as dated. You know what I mean?
sure.
So it's I gave it 8 out of 10 stars on IMDb.
Okay.
I feel like is a pretty respectable rating.
That's a very respectful rating. Like
Yeah.
I'd probably give it that.
Yeah. I was considering like 7, but I went with 8. I think it's more or less just like me being impressed about attention to detail, and then me being impressed of the choice of revelation. Sorry, or the fact that they did choose to reveal like they did.
Right.
So I think those two elements kind of hooked me. Sorry, sold me, and then the fact that it isn't so dated. I think without those elements, definitely a lower rating. So yeah, it's not to say like, oh my gosh, incredible, but like, I like in hindsight, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the 2 sequels?
I've not seen them.
Oh, you have not? Okay.
I've not. I've been meaning to, but every time I just think about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I really should.
Did you ever watch Ocean's 8?
No.
Did you ever watch the original Ocean's 11?
No.
No.
I don't think how to even be able to watch it because I don't think it's streaming anywhere.
Ah, that makes sense. I was looking at it on IMDb and like, dang, okay, Frank Sinatra played the lead. That's crazy.
And Frank Sinatra has done films, and
I probably should have known that. Like, he definitely has that vibe, but I also didn't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's films with him, Dean Cain, and some other singer. Like they do some films together that then were remake into more iconic films. Like Die Hard, that film was originally supposed to be a sequel to a Frank Sinatra film, but
Really?
it took them so long to do it that they just made it to something else.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Interesting detail.
That is interesting.
But yeah, no, I guess no Mission Possible for you.
May come at some point.
The only reason I was excited was because it's relevant for something much further down the line.
I mean, I know we're getting a new one next year, but something
No,
else.
it's something else.
Did you watch Top Gun Maverick or something?
No, like you're not gonna find out for like another year. We're gonna forget this conversation, and then we'll get to it.
What the heck, John?
You can figure it out. It's not that difficult to figure out.
No, what's going on?
It's okay. It's okay. It all depends on how speediest we are.
Is this related to Star Wars or something?
No, but let's get into what we watched this week.
What the heck, John?
In that we had an episode of She-Hulk.
Uh-huh.
That was a little underwhelming. Not as underwhelming as the last one, because that was just bad. What I didn't,
True.
I did not love the solution to this episode because I didn't think it was great advice. And
You mean
the whole
deleting
idea,
the number?
yeah, deleting the number, even that whole conversation of like, oh, he's clearly ghosting you, and I'm thinking like, well, there's so many other reasons. Like, give it a little more time. Even though I as an audience member already know because we've guessed it so many times. We pretty much already guessed it. But the characters don't know that Josh is actually a bad guy.
Mm.
And so the writers, knowing that Josh is a bad guy, are like, well, this is the best solution. But in actuality, it's not. It's only been like 3-4 days. Yes, ghosted is not a great thing to do, but guys are also just very terrible at texting. Like me, I'm the biggest example. Like I might text back like 2 weeks later.
I text back months later sometimes.
And it's not because like it's just because we forget.
Also, what I hate is the fact that there's so many messaging apps now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll take me months to get back to your message on Messenger because I never use Messenger. You know what I mean?
It's also like one of those things where the guy could be dead, and you wouldn't even know.
Let me delete this.
So it's like, again, they were trying to make a thing where like, the female empowerment, she is not being held down by being overly attached. So she's no longer attached. She's able to delete this. And generally that's great for a toxic relationship. But at this point it wasn't toxic.
Right.
It was just silence.
I will say this though, her little spiel about feeling like people don't love her for being Jen, for
That's
being
great.
She-Hulk.
No, that's great.
I sympathize with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like
that was great.
me being at college, kind of being known for that kid. They're like, oh, that kid, haha, cute, and then that's all the relationship was. And so I did sympathize on that level. I will
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, no. Like that's the closest that we have to what I understand of She-Hulk. You know, She-Hulk is like the more confident side, and Jen is like insecurity.
Uh-huh.
They're doing a better job than I thought they did from starting the season, so that's good. Um, yeah, no, nothing really happened. Like we had the tease at the end. Josh was really bad, and he stole blood. We have the fake, the vampire teasing. More Blade and vampire stuff. When does Werewolf by Night come out? It's next week, guys.
October 8th. So the day after episode 8 of She-Hulk.
You mean 7th?
Maybe.
7th is the Friday.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So is it Friday?
It's a Friday release. That much you know.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And is it like weekly or is it?
No, it's special.
It's just one special.
Yes. I think it's like 50 minutes or something.
Okay. I guess.
Oh, it says 55 on Disney Plus. Yeah, October 7th.
Wow.
But that includes credits, of course. So
it's really 40 minutes.
say 45.
40 minutes.
Okay, fine. True. You know what? Now we have like 5 minutes of like international credits.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
40
what I mean.
minutes. 40 minutes.
That's a joke, but for real.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much.
It takes so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how it is.
Yeah, no, She-Hulk is.
Are you excited about Werewolf by Night or not? No.
I'm more curious to have something else to watch. But
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm
like I'll watch anything Marvel, but
ooh, Werewolf by Night. I'm more like low key excited for Man Thing to appear.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who that is, but that's just a rip off the Swamp Thing. Yeah, no, that's about it.
Okay.
I mean, She-Hulk gave us a bunch of like very obscure comic characters, and Porcupine, Man-Bull, the swashbuckler guy.
I'd say he was probably the most entertaining out of the bunch.
The swashbuckler guy?
Yeah.
Him and the vampire, maybe.
But it is, I don't know. The show is odd.
It's very odd, because now, like, we have the question, who are these characters? How did they come here?
Well, I guess just for me, like, just the style of the show. Like, still not fully on board. Like, again, I like the more episodic thing.
I know. I love the episodic, but I don't love this specific style. There are moments that I do like, but most of it I just really care for.
Yes. That's a good way of putting it. I know you say that a lot, but, like, that applies to really with the show.
I say that a lot. That's really how it goes. I said that every week for Barbie, pretty much. But yeah, no, I don't know. There's just some missing this episode. The solution was just weak, and it wasn't a good solution in general. It was terrible advice. Andor was amazing though, as usual.
Awesome.
I'm really happy with how Andor is going.
Awesome.
Like again, we can see the pattern that these are probably like 3-episode story arcs until they'll build up until the final episode, which is great. That's kind of how Clone Wars is. So I'm really excited. I really like it.
Good.
So good.
I'm glad that Disney finally released a quality production.
I mean, there's Mandalorian, but this is the extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I hope they go the extra mile with Daredevil and Secret Invasion.
It needs to. So, like, a funny thing I know is that a lot of Andor is written and directed by, at least, Tony Gilroy, who did the rewrites and reshoots of Rogue One. And the thing is, he doesn't really like Star Wars. So, like, almost everyone who's ever worked in Star Wars always says the same stories, like, "Oh, I loved it since I was a kid." Tony's like, "I don't really like Star Wars," and he's like one of the best writers. It's like he knows how to do the characters. He works really well with the show. He's a good collaborator.
Wild. That's wild.
He's really proud. He's doing good work, mostly.
Armor Wars got upgraded to a movie.
Yeah. Hopefully that's good.
I hope so too.
Because like that was like Armor Wars is like, why is that a show? That's like an important plot. Like Secret Invasion, I thought should have been a film. I haven't seen it yet, but like that's a story that's a film story.
I just hope that they're able to do the story justice because they have been hitting hard with the TV shows, so I'm hoping the movie will do the story justice.
Yeah, I mean, as much as they can, because the story's really about Tony, but Tony is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
People are hoping that he will return in some AI form. I'm like, okay, you're asking for a lot of money from Disney that they would probably do for like Secret Wars, but I don't know if they'd go that mile for Armor Wars.
I mean, the Armor Wars will get more money to be made into a film.
True, that is true.
So we'll see.
I would say though, if there was to be some Robert Downey Jr. cameo, it would be at the end for an emotional impact. I don't know, but that also might be a TV show mentality at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe they would sprinkle, but I don't know.
Yeah, which means next 2 weeks is Daredevil. He's switching next week, hopefully. It's kind of.
What you're talking about, She-Hulk?
Yeah, I was just.
Why does your brain operate like this?
It just does. It just does, If I think of something I want to talk about, I have to talk about it. And a lot of times, people move on to the next thing, and I'm not done yet.
So Blade was supposed to start shooting at the end of this year, but the director left, and they're rewriting the script.
Yeah.
So that's wild.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. I mean, for how close they were to shooting, I'm expecting a delay announcement at some point. like date shifting, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, no, I'm disappointed slightly that my guesstimate of when Daredevil would appear is kind of not true.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised.
See, that makes the most sense to have the cameo. I also understand that business to put it at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
To get Puppy in. But then I also feel like that's gonna overshadow She-Hulk's character.
Mm-hmm. It definitely will.
Like if it's, hopefully it's not the finale, because then the whole point of the show is gonna be just overshadowed by Daredevil shows up.
Yeah. You know what? You could accuse me of making this on the spot, but I was actually going to guess there would actually be at least one episode in between the helmet tease and his actual appearance.
I thought so too.
I thought that, but I didn't say it. I'm like,
Mm.
ah. Anyways, I didn't expect it to be this many episodes, though.
No, I did not expect this many episodes. Also, I guess they're done doing the end credit jokes.
I guess at this
Not sure
point,
why.
yeah,
I mean, they weren't very good to begin with, but still,
right.
like, kind of breaks consistency.
It does. I will also guess they would at least want one episode with no end credit scene, so that by the time we get to the last episode or two, that the end credit scenes would actually hold weight to the future of the story. That I was kind of guessing, but at the same time, I didn't expect us to go for like 3 episodes without one.
Right.
Oh, Deadpool.
Yeah, I just thought the same thing right before you said it. Deadpool. Yeah.
How are you feeling about this?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, there was like an announcement for Deadpool 3. In the announcement, there was the reveal that Hugh Jackman is going to return to play Wolverine for this film. I mean, I can always do with more Wolverine, of course. I love him. So it's interesting in my cine class. Like, this is a huge debate in my cine class.
Oh, they're talking
like right
about
before class, like they just argue all about this. It's like Logan was perfect. They're gonna ruin the film by including, or like you should have just like not even used the character of Wolverine. Just let that be that. And it's like, I don't agree with that. I mean, yes, I do feel like his send off is not gonna be as strong or as meaningful, but I think Deadpool is like one of the few exceptions I can accept. Because like for how long they've been wanting this to happen.
Yes.
And just knowing that Hugh and Ryan are just really good friends, that they do this kind of joke a lot with each other. So it'll be exciting. Also, like legally, they can still do it.
Yes.
If they want to have Wolverine, Hugh Jackman until his contract expires.
I like after thinking about it, like I'm not worried about the legacy of Logan.
No.
Like Logan, like this movie will be its own thing. It's
It is.
not like it might make reference to Logan, yes, but in Deadpool style, but it also doesn't have to impact that.
It's not.
Like
It's not.
it's for
I
one
think it's
thing,
its own
it's
thing.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I am going to be curious how they're going to treat the timelines.
Honestly, I don't really care with the timelines. Like,
Well, no,
this could be another universe of Wolverine.
Well,
It's like we have so many.
I'm genuinely curious because I have a strong feeling this movie is gonna touch into multiverse stuff.
Hopefully,
So
it makes the most sense to do that.
Well, yeah, especially like we were kind of a little theorizing about that with Deadpool, like because a lot of people, even with Multiverse Madness, were theorizing, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this was the movie he just like appeared and be like, oh yeah, MCU is my home now, can't do anything about it. So yeah, I and then like what you were saying, the two together in a movie, like finally
since Origins.
Yeah. Like, let's be honest, this is what fans have wanted, regardless of what you think of Logan.
Right.
Like, you want this. And then also, this is not a confirmation of Hugh Jackman being the MCU's Wolverine. Like, that may be the case, but probably won't be the case. So
Right. Yeah, no, this is probably going to be his little side adventure.
yeah.
He could appear in Secret Wars, which, I kind of want him to.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make that scale bigger.
Yes.
Really
Now, what I'm really, this is a thought that kind of hit me. So, especially with Armor Wars being upgraded to a movie, and now we have the 24 slots filled. Captain America, Thunderbolts, Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four. So let's assume Armor Wars releases in 25 unless they want to squeeze a fifth movie into 24. So 25 potential Armor Wars, 2 Avengers movies, at least one other movie. I don't think we're getting another Spider-Man movie for a while.
I know. I really need Spider-Man. Like, especially with the way the last one ended, I
Yeah.
really want to see Spider-Man, actual Spider-Man that I've been wanting to see with the
Huh.
MCU.
Unless they incorporate him into Daredevil.
I mean,
Like,
it'd be kind of weird if we don't see swinging in the background or mentions of Spider-Man constantly
I
because
think
they're in the same
it's
city.
I think it's in his contract to have. I think he's contracted for one more appearance. And out of all the things we have on the plate besides Avengers, that makes the most sense in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. But it might be a long time as well.
And what we got 18 episodes for Daredevil, so
I know, but
there's
it
a
could
lot of
also
time for
just be a
everybody.
thing where he might not appear again until Secret Wars.
Isn't that wild to think about? The fact we're gonna go a long, 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 long time without Spider-Man. Like, what the heck?
It's like we had the rumors of like him getting a new trilogy. Isn't that what they were supposed to do?
Yeah,
I want that.
yeah. Like by the time if we were to get this college trilogy, he'd be out of college.
I mean, I know that we're getting freshman year and what if,
But
but
that's not
it's
MCU Spider-Man.
yeah, no, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Gosh.
I mean,
Like or the other squeeze in could be Fantastic Four, but that's also odd. I feel like that's odder than Daredevil.
what do you mean?
Because if reports are correct, he has one more appearance in his Marvel and Sony contract.
Uh,
That isn't a solo movie. So I'm just like thinking of things. Where would he appear in? You know what I mean?
okay. Could it be Armor Wars? Although,
Maybe.
if it was maybe now since being a movie, but if it was a show, probably not.
Also, what I'm curious is that appearance for movies only, or does that stretch into the shows?
I know that's another point to make.
So if it stretches into shows, my bet is on Daredevil. Honestly,
Daredevil. Oh, there's still Echo. I don't think Echo's gonna do that.
no, I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
I think Echo's going to be on Echo, and I
Yeah.
don't think we're going to get as much as Daredevil in Echo as people are expecting there to be. Definitely more than She-Hulk, but not as. But it's not
2
Daredevil's show.
episodes.
2 episodes.
It ends with Kingpin waking up. Then he finds
I
out.
hope Echo is good. Like, like, do I have any attachments to the character? No. I just want something good.
I'm not even thinking about that show
I was randomly thinking
until
about
it
that the
shows
other
up.
day.
It's like Daredevil, yeah, Echo. Oh yeah, Echo. That's another show.
Like this year for the MCU has been really meh.
True that.
Let me.
Okay.
Multiverse Madness, Miss Marvel, Thor, She-Hulk, Black Panther. I feel like is probably going to be the best MCU release of the year.
Interesting.
And we're not there yet, but I feel like probably has the possibility to be the best. Unless the holiday special of Guardians of the Galaxy wins hearts.
I mean, yeah. I mean, especially like with the passing of Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of a tricky situation. Like either people are gonna love it because of honoring Chadwick, or people are be like, "There's no Chadwick. Oh no."
Yeah.
I'm not that interested in that film.
I'm gonna watch it because it's the MCU. You know what I mean?
It's one of those. Again, I'll probably watch it when it comes out, Disney Plus.
You will watch it when it comes on Disney Plus. If you watch Eternals,
will.
you're definitely watching Black Panther too. Let's put it that way.
I am. No, I am. But it's
Just a
like
matter
I have
of
less
when.
excitement. It is a matter of when. Day of, the next year, who knows?
It'll be within a few months.
That's what I'm saying. If it comes out in October, comes out in October.
November.
Okay, then it will be on Disney Plus in January, February.
Unless they change their release plans, yes.
So it'd be the next year. For me. Next year for me. Okay. I don't think about that then. Willow is a show that's coming out. I keep forgetting that.
Are you watching that or not?
I probably will. I'm not fully excited, but I watched the film. I like the main actor.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Things finally happened in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, what episode are we on out of how many?
6 out of 8 of the season. 2 of the characters finally met. Like 2 side plots finally came together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, great. I didn't love the way how it happened. I did and I didn't. I feel like there could be a little bit more setup to that. Even though this show is nothing but setup. The ending though, it's like, oh, look at that. They're doing things. What's the plot? I don't know. Look at that volcano. Looks great. We'll see what happens. That's that show. Yeah, those are the main 3.
Someone brought up. I saw this on Twitter, and reminded me of the comic of like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe or something.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the best. I was thinking about it. I know that's a ways away, but probably the best way to end the MCU.
Oh my!
We're getting at least one more saga. Let's be honest.
Oh my gosh! Like that would be the way to do it.
That would be. Like, there's no other way to do it.
I mean, yeah, that. Or another Days of Future Past or something. But
I don't know.
That's,
I don't know.
That's the story to do. I don't think they will do that.
Because I see us, like, we already have 4 movies slated for 26 for Phase 7. So we have at least one more saga. Specifically, I think it's going to focus on the Galactus stuff. So
it's going to end the way that Silver Surfer did, with the end question mark, and we don't know the answer.
Unless we have another saga that focuses on our mutants.
Oh no.
Specifically, if we think about Wanda, I guess.
I think after the multiverse saga, it has to close things off because you can't go any bigger.
Galactus.
You can't really go. Even then, Galactus isn't that big.
I understand that for sure, but again, like we have 4 movies already slated for 26, aka Phase 7. It wouldn't be necessary. I could read you off the dates. Like these exist. Like they're gonna keep going.
I know they're gonna keep going, but like you need to close it off. Galactus makes sense to have the biggest villain you could ever have, but the scale will not be as big as Multiverse in terms of having all the characters.
Yes.
So at that point, who's even left to be the main leads? Probably no one we care about except for mutants and Fantastic Four. Those are great. Those are 2 good options, but still,
those are good options.
Those
honestly.
are 2 good options, but still, it's not quite the same. So yeah, ending it in a way that would make so many people upset. Of Deadpool kills the MCU.
People upset. Let's be honest. Like people will love that.
They would love it, but they also like, really? Like so many years and it just ends like this?
But like that's, I feel like that's the only way they can end the MCU. Because either you end it or you keep going.
Right.
And unless Galactus wins, it's not going to end. And we know they're heroes. Galactus is going to get beat somehow. How? I don't know. But
right. Galactus winning is just he eats the Earth.
Like that's, let's be honest, like that's a lame way to end the MCU.
It would, yes. And so having Deadpool, it'd be ridiculous.
It'd be ridiculous.
It'd be meta.
It would be so meta.
It'd be so meta. And you know what? I'd low-key be there for it. You're like, this is the end, folks. This is the film that we're capping it off. Called Deadpool Kills the MCU.
That'd be amazing.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's the title.
You know, so now here's the issue at hand. You ready?
Okay.
Now, while Deadpool will kill the MCU, that's not going to stop Disney. Now, while the MCU will be dead, what is the future of Marvel for Disney? Besides Disney
like after the MCU, what would Marvel become? Because like I don't think like rebooting is gonna be a good idea right away.
Right.
Or at all. Like at least for another 30 years, maybe.
I'd give it at least 5 before they.
I mean, like 10 is a good amount.
10 is a good amount, but I can see them after 5 years be like, okay, let's do it again.
I don't think that's a good idea.
The only thing I can think of, the best way to continue the MCU, and I don't think it's going to happen, but would be something like the Batman.
Oh, like doing one-offs again?
Yes. Especially if they are able to delve into more darker territory.
Maybe.
Because yeah. I mean, my mental thing is Disney Plus. Like, that is not the end-all be-all with Disney. But as it is going to become more mature, I feel like that is going to... And then, you know, Deadpool pushing the Disney boundary. The gates will probably end up cracking more and more as the years go on
Mm.
of what Disney chooses to restrict or not. So could open up the opportunity for deeper dives of stories of characters. It could. They might not.
Right, because they could do more stories for the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like you look at a character, say Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange has many stories, but we only ever get to see one or two because you can only do one for a film.
Yes.
Versus the TV show, you can have like so many. And so exploring, like Spider-Man has so many villains, but we can't keep reusing the same ones.
Right.
You can, but you can't.
I mean, they are doing that with the Batman. Let's be honest. We have the Joker pretty much slated for the next one.
There's so many good stories with the Joker.
That's fair.
But it's also like, yeah, I know. But like, there's also these other iconic stories.
Not to say
why
that,
like the structure of a film, I don't think works the best with comic book film. Because I think comic books work the best in 20-minute segments. And so, if you could be able to tell 3 stories in one film, it's a lot of effort, but it could be good.
Did I love the Batman? No, but it was amazing to see a very fresh take on a character. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not just any character, a character that has had many iterations, both on screen and animated. So I know it's very possible for any Marvel character.
It is. A bit of news, which is like more of a rumor, but Disney wants to release Star Wars games every 6 months.
Every 6 months?
That's what I heard. That's the rumor.
That's an excess.
See, that's an impossibility. Because it's like video games are not like movies. Because video games are meant to like they're constantly moving their dates. Because the point of video game is to be polished as much as you can and then release it. It's like once you put that release, once you like force it, every single time that happens, the video game is bad. Every single time. And like I get it, every 6 months it'd be great to have a new game, but that's not how games are made. It takes years, and while it sucks, that's where you get your quality.
There's a rumor that they want to recast Ross
with Harrison Ford.
That is what I did see as well.
I saw that and was like, you know what? That's kind of a good cast.
You think so?
One, because I love Harrison, and two,
I love Harrison too, but
when I'm trying to picture those two like actors together, I think that's a good fit. Especially like old Harrison. I don't know if you've seen much of old Harrison. I think that's a good fit.
Okay. Because Harrison has a character to him, at least off the Star Wars movies. You know what I mean? That I don't feel like Ross had. I mean, not that we spent a lot of time with Ross, but Ross is a very uptight character that made me surprised for me to see that they are considering Harrison Ford.
I mean, I'm down for it. As long as we have Ross.
So I feel like that also kind of not confirms, but assumes that we're probably not getting Ross and She-Hulk. Who knows? But I doubt it.
If we did, it's the very last episode.
Yeah. Also, there's another rumor, and this makes sense. They want Mark Ruffalo for the Captain America movie.
Of course, the leader is the villain.
Exactly.
So might as well get the Hulk involved.
So then with that in mind, then possibly the World War Hulk rumors are false, unless we're getting that in 25.
See, with World War Hulk, they can't make a solo film with Hulk because
But if you had multiple Hulks,
no, like a
no,
solo Hulk film, just the Hulk story, because like the rights are owned by Universal.
but the rumor states the fact that Universal's rights are expiring. You remember, like Sony, why do they keep doing these Spider-Man movies? So they can hold on to the rights. Universal hasn't done one since 2008, and so if the rumor is correct, their rights are expiring in a few years.
Okay.
Or even next year. So the rights could revolt back to Marvel. I don't see Universal doing a Hulk movie anytime soon. You know what I mean?
But
like that doesn't seem like on their agenda.
But they could be just like, we own the rights. Let's make a film.
They could, but like we're not seeing that happening.
Right, because like don't they still have a Hulk ride at Universal Studios?
Do they?
I think they do.
That's amazing.
At one point they had a Spider-Man ride, but I don't think.
Really?
I don't know. That's like
Universal.
2000s history. I don't know if they still have it, but the Hulk ride came out for Hulk film. I think.
03?
Yeah.
And it still exists?
I think it does.
That's an old ride.
I don't know. I don't know these things. But that's interesting. Like World War Hulk. See, I would love to get a solo Hulk film again, just to see what they do. But I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
So, have you had the chance to listen to the mix again?
Oh, we have enough time? I'm kidding. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry, one other bit of news that'll take 10 seconds.
Okay.
Avatar has surpassed 2.9 billion worldwide.
Good for them.
It's just wild to me. That's all.
I mean, I don't really care.
I mean, it's wild because it is the most highest grossing, and it keeps grossing.
All right. Because they keep re-releasing it.
Keep re-releasing it. Okay, you ready?
Yes. Guilty Pleasure Mix. A reminder for you people. It'll be okay from French Witchcraft. Enunciation Emergency by Dawn Somewhere. Rainbow Factory by Glaze, or previously known as Wooden Toaster. Shia LaBeouf Live from Rob Cantor. The Mississippi Squirrel Revival by Ray Stevens. Seagulls, some bad lip reading. Count to Three by the Chalk Eaters. Five Nights at Freddy's by the Living Tombstone. And The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny by Lemon Demon. Your thoughts?
All right. See. I feel like I'm gonna be asking this question a lot. And do you know what question I'm gonna ask? The question is why?
Why what?
Okay, why do you love It'll Be Okay?
That's a couple things, a couple reasons. One, it's a catchy tune. Like it's generally a nice, catchy song.
That is true.
But it's from a parody show called Friendship is Witchcraft. And so the song was in the show as a joke. It's just It's kind of funny.
That makes sense. Yeah, like it is interesting.
All right.
I said, it's musically
get a chance to look at the lyrics?
Yeah, that's why I said it's interesting.
That's why it's probably the guilty pleasure mix, because
yeah, That makes sense. But I understand like association with a show. Like that makes sense.
That's sibling love.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey John, do you love your sibling?
Not the same way. But no, like this is generally funny in the context of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know the context of such show.
Like there's like a couple small jokes in here. It says like the beginning, I gave you my heart, and then you turn around. There's the line here: "We went streaking in the park, skinny dipping after dark."
Mm-hmm.
That's a line from Rebecca Black's Friday song.
What?
Yeah. So like there's small jokes in the lyrics itself just by that.
I'm so sorry. What?
Mm-hmm.
They made an 11-year-old girl sing that?
What do you mean 11-year-old girl?
But I don't know how old she was, but she didn't write her darn song. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is wild to me.
I believe that's the song. And because like there's a lot of jokes about Friday because at the time it was like the most song
Okay.
out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jokes about that. So
Wow.
yeah, that was a
Okay.
joke. I
Okay.
wonder if this other line is a joke as well. I don't think it is.
All right. Enunciation emergency.
Did you find the comments trying to
Yeah.
break it down?
Uh, I have a question for you, John. Why?
Why? I really don't know. I just stumbled upon this song. One, I just like this creator. Two, it has nice art style to it that I love. Three, it's sung by a guy called Marcus DeMarcus, and he's known for just he has a lot of flubbing issues when speaking, and so just this was just ridiculous and just somewhat hilarious. I don't understand, but it's ridiculous, and I kind of enjoy it.
Okay.
It's just like a lot of what they're talking about is like it's weird, but a lot of it's also relatable. Just like, uh, see this thing? I have a cat. His name is Mr. Whiskers. Now I trap the cat and use the box, but the cat doesn't use the box. And now it's supposed to worry about the global warming. And the basic idea is like I have trouble on the most basic things, and I'm supposed to worry about these big things, like whether or not my favorite drink is gonna give me cancer. Like, what do I gotta go to college? Am I supposed to make? How am I supposed to make this decision when I can't even do it with a house cat? It's just like a bunch of I don't know. I don't know. Is this
You
specific
made it sound
writer?
more relatable than when I looked at the lyrics.
It is something. That's why it's a guilty pleasure because I'm not gonna play this in public because people will be like, "What
Right.
the heck is this?"
But like I feel like there's a difference between a song being a guilty pleasure and something I see once, find funny, and move on from it. But I don't know. That's
I
just
don't
me.
know. I just listen to this from time to time.
Okay.
I mean, it has an interesting beat, but it's really because like it's so ridiculous. It's
Mhm.
enjoyable ridiculousness to listen to.
All right.
All right.
Uh Rainbow Factory.
Rainbow Factory by Glaze, or used to be known as Wooden Toaster.
I don't really know what to say. It's a fun sounding song.
It is a fun sounding song. It's also just like one that I don't think has aged the best in just the quality.
Uh-huh.
Because this was like early in the Brony fandom. This is a song that inspired a well known fan fiction, and most people thought that the song was inspired by the fan fiction. It was the other way around. Um, Almost everybody in those days knew the song was popular. I listened to it a lot when I was getting into the show. I generally liked it. I liked the dark atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it.
Shia LaBeouf live. Uh, I don't know what else to add to that. I feel like I said what I wanted to say before.
Yeah, it's just like a
Honestly, the
bunch.
next,
It's a ridiculous concept.
yeah,
Um, that's just performed in this professional, over the top way. It makes it even more ridiculous. My
mm-hmm.
mom actually really loves this song. It's like we're on a car ride. I'll just put on this song, and she'll be like, "Yeah," and just laugh the entire time. Her favorite line is "stump leg."
Yes. Um, and then same with the Ray Stevens songs, Mississippi Squirrel Revival and Guitars and well, I like the Revival song. I still don't really get the Guitars and that much, but like,
You need to get your Tarzan knowledge.
yep, at some point,
Yeah. No, like this is like one that an older generation would love, especially for like older Christians. Like this
mm-hmm.
is what they'd be into. It's what my parents were into, and I just caught on. I enjoy the comment. A lot of these are comedic songs, and so I enjoy
Yeah,
them, even though I don't know. I wouldn't typically put this at the very top of my favorite songs.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I did enjoy Squirrel Revival. I watched the video for Seagulls though.
Cool. Seagulls, top of down.
Now I can appreciate it more. Still not necessarily something like I would go back to, but I get it now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
This was one that was Bad Lip Reading did their little thing with that film, and Seagulls was like a 30-second segment of that little video. But people
Oh,
loved
really?
it. Yeah, yeah. But like people loved it so much that they made a full song and released it because they've done songs like this before.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just really catchy, ridiculous sounding. Like the lyrics don't make much sense, but like it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then got hit in the neck with hacky sack. Where'd it come from? Just moments like that.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But they're funny.
Um, count to three again. Despite you telling me the context, nothing was really added to my experience. You know what I mean? Still a fun
Right.
sounding track.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to know context, but still didn't really add anything to the song for me.
Yeah, no. Like I enjoy it, and again, I wouldn't really play it because people would be asking like, "What's the context?" And I'm like, I can't explain it to you. I know a lot of this sounds weird, but that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Then again, Five Nights at Freddy's didn't really. I just don't really like the over processing of vocals specifically.
No, I get it. It's I enjoyed it because like my teenage self and listened to this a lot.
Mm,
A lot of Living Tombstone I listened to, and I enjoy it, but I don't think it's the greatest song out there.
mm-hmm. The one track I will say that I did feel like I enjoyed the most on like a second, not enjoyed more the second listen around was indeed Ultimate Showdown, Ultimate Destiny because I had the lyrics and to kind of like follow along with what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I was hearing names being dropped the first time, but I
It
wasn't
was
paying attention.
ridiculous, for sure.
Yeah.
This was.
Um, what I find interesting is because of the song's age,
It is really old.
the fact that there's no Marvel in it, which I find interesting. If the song was done today, probably would have incorporated Marvel.
Oh, for sure.
I find that interesting.
Yeah. And like Mr. Rogers is not as well known today as it would have been back in the 2000s.
But I caught that, and I thought that was entertaining. I didn't catch
It is
that the first
entertaining.
time.
Yeah, no. It's just like a lot of this ultimate showdown. It's like Godzilla, Shaquille O'Neal, Batman, down from the heavens descended Chuck Norris. Just a lot of these details. It's just ridiculous, but then it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's like this is like definitely a song that took the internet by storm in the early 2000s.
Oh, did it?
It did. It's
Ah.
like one of the earliest meme songs out there. Yeah. Back when like animated music videos were like very poorly
Popular.
done.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean poorly done but popular.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Flash was still a thing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the guilty pleasure mix.
And
What'd you
that'll
think
be
overall?
some entertaining tracks, some I don't care for. Yeah. Kind of also nice to kind of have a little different change of pace. For sure.
Yeah.
Where I feel like the other playlists I did have to work a little more because of it being more score based. So this did feel easier because it was a little more distinct and also have lyrics. So
So the next mix, I think, is probably the most difficult one to think about. And because of that, I'm only going to say once. Just listen to it once.
Okay.
That's it. And it's the ambience mix.
Oh yay!
Ambience here refers to music usually played to give you an atmosphere of a location.
I hope I like this one. I really do.
And so, really, for your one listen through, just jot down when you listen to each song where you think you are. Like, what's the location? Like, I don't love this one because it's just a lot of nothing, and that's the whole point of ambiance is to be a lot of nothing, but there's a something.
Well, I hope I enjoy it.
Hopefully, you do. Like, you're more excited about this one than I was. Like when I first thought of it, it's like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. But as soon as I started trying to find tracks, I'm like, oh no. Okay, I guess it's not as exciting as I thought. Yeah, all these songs are from video games.
Oh, okay, interesting. A little
Yeah.
less excited now. I'm kind of kidding. I was expecting more. I thought it was going to be movie ambiances,
Um.
but still, some might hit.
Yeah,
So
the thing with movie ambiances is like I don't remember any,
that makes sense.
so that's why there aren't any of those here.
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
why it might be a little bit boring for you.
Also depends how long these tracks are, I guess. Um, so for your heads, if
Oh, you got some for me?
no,
Oh.
um, I work at a theater and we have to transition to a new show, and so my existence will be spotty for the next month.
Mm. Yeah,
So
which could mean we might not have another episode for a while. It could be the next few or just maybe half an hour long.
I'm
Really
hoping that we can
depends.
talk about She-Hulk. Like I want to try to make time for that.
Specifically, since the last two are hopefully really good. I don't think they're going to be really good, but they're going to have content in them,
They're gonna have content in them.
such as Daredevil and
More or less
Punisher.
how it. Yeah, I'm more I mean, you're more interested in Daredevil. I'm probably more interested in how it might bring back the leader or whatever. So
Something.
Yep.
It was Titania all along.
But yeah, that's... Yeah. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm good.
All right.
Are you good?
I'm good. And so
Okay.
that, people, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.